Adopting a senior dog, pros and cons. What are the pros and cons of adopting a senior dog? You will get to have a dog that is well trained and will be a great choice if you are looking for a pet that is a little less active. The downside is the age of the dog, and you will have to accept the reality that this canine won't be in your life for very long. Choosing to buy a dog for the house is a big decision, and you want to make sure you get the perfect one for your family. The problem is most people will choose a puppy, and the older dog gets left behind. An older dog can be just as good, but not everyone knows that. People naturally think there is something wrong with the dog because it is old, and this is simply not true. There are generally a few reasons older dogs end up needing to be adopted, and it's rarely any fault of their own. The death of a family member, a loss of a job, or several other reasons can leave this family dog looking for help. These dogs are already trained, so this shouldn't be a problem when adopting one. It's sad to know that these animals spend the most time in shelters before someone decides to rescue one. Why adopting a senior dog is bad. Old habits. This dog has spent its life doing things a certain way, and now it has to learn your set of rules, and this may not be such an easy task to accomplish. Is this new dog going to be able to behave the way you would expect it to? This could turn out to be very challenging, and your aging pet may not be very receptive to any of this. Age-related problem. You can be certain that this will be a problem in the foreseeable future, or maybe already dealing with some health issues. Taking in an older pet may require a lot more of your attention, so you'll need to make sure you have the time to give. It will be likely that they will cost you more than a younger dog, so expect to pay when getting a senior dog. Bonding issues. It isn't easy taking a new dog, and this is especially true when taking in an older dog. This is equally difficult for the dog coming into your new home, and may not ever be able to properly adjust to you, or the new environment. Getting attached. This is probably one of the hardest parts about adopting a senior dog. The fact that you will lose them much sooner. We all get emotionally attached to our pets, and normally have them in our lives for many years. When you adopt an older pet, you may not get the opportunity to have them in your life for very long. Losing a pet can be very traumatic to a lot of people, and if this is you, then you may want to consider not doing this. It takes a big heart, and you will need to be able to handle losing them from your life. Is adopting a senior dog a good idea? Older dogs are less active. Being older comes with its advantages when considering the age of a dog. They've already gone through their teething phase, so they are less likely to chew on your furniture or act out destructively. An aged dog will not be as energetic, so they will make a great companion for someone that likes to spend a lot of time around the house. They are trained. Adopting an older dog makes things a little easier. Most of them have already been trained, so simple commands shouldn't be a problem for this old-timer. They will appear to be quick learners, but in reality, this isn't their first rodeo, so they're already familiar with what you would expect from them. Saving its life. This is probably one of the most rewarding feelings you could experience. Helping an animal in need is absolutely a remarkable quality in people. Most dogs that are older are more likely to be put down. People often aren't interested in older dogs, so these poor animals are often euthanized. If you decide to adopt a senior dog, there's a good chance you will be saving its life. Misconceptions about adopting older dogs. Many people know how rewarding it feels to adopt an older dog, but there are still some misconceptions around this topic. I would like to shed some light on this topic, and hopefully allow others to make an informed decision before getting their next dog. Nothing but trouble. When people think about adopting a senior shelter dog, they often think that this will be nothing but problems. They might bite, or might be aggressive toward other people is what people might think. People rarely realize why a dog is in a shelter. They will most likely suspect that there's something wrong with the dog, but that isn't true. They are usually there because of something that happened to their owner. Older dogs are no fun. This couldn't be further from the truth. While an old dog may not move around like a young pup, he still enjoys having fun like the best of them. Your dog still needs to be active, so don't condemn them to just laying around all day. I bet this dog will be right by your side for most things, and will still enjoy some games if you give him an opportunity. They may surprise you with what they can do. Senior shelter dogs are damaged. Once again, this is not the truth. Seeing an older dog there can make anyone suspect the worst. Looking at the dog as you walk by, suspicious of why it's there in the first place. Of course, the dog looks a little off. Its whole life has been turned upside down. How would you feel if the only life you knew was pulled up from under you? I can only imagine the stress that the dog is feeling. This dog would have a hard time trying to look happy after everything he has gone through, but I bet this dog would show its appreciation to no end if someone adopted him. Senior dog adoption statistics. It's hard to believe how many dogs are in shelters each year. It's approximately 1.6 million dogs in the United States and 53,000 in Canada. With the majority of these dogs, I imagine that most of the older dogs are not everyone's first choice. What's it like to adopt a senior dog? Well, most people are simply not going to go down this road. This is the sad truth for a senior dog, but most people are going to be drawn to the puppies. If you are interested in changing the life of an older dog, then you have come to the right place. If you are looking for a trustworthy, loyal, and obedient dog, then a senior dog is the type of dog you want. If you are looking for more, they are easygoing, loving, and very intelligent. Senior dogs are going to cause fewer problems than a younger dog. They won't chew up everything you own in the house, and won't cause you any trouble. When committing to adopting a senior dog, you will already know everything about the dog before making the decision. This way you'll be able to find the match that is just right for you. If an older dog was raised around a family, then this dog will likely be tolerable around your family too. Anyone that has owned a senior dog knows how well these dogs behave. They're just looking for a good home, someone that has decided to make room for them in their family. Don't underestimate an older dog. They still have quite a few years left in them. Never let the age of a pet discourage you from adopting. Adopting a dog from a previous owner. A dog finding a permanent place to stay is what we all would hope that happens, but the reality is that's not always the way it goes. Things happen, and sometimes people change how they feel about a pet, which then complicates the life of this poor animal. Here's what you should know when adopting from a previous owner. Changing owners, how will the dog react? It's hard to know this without knowing their previous environment. The age of the dog, and how long they've been waiting to be adopted can have an impact on how they will respond. This will likely be a very stressful time for them. They don't know what's happening. It's easy for people to suffer depression and anxiety, so just imagine how they feel. If they were originally from a nice home, then this would be a complete nightmare for them. Unfortunately, some dogs don't always come from nice homes. This may be a little harder for them to adjust. They were not treated well, so trust will be difficult for them. Any fear or aggression they may have, this will slowly subside as they realize you can be trusted. Lots of love and a little bit of patience. Helping the dog adjust to the new environment. Let the dog meet everyone from the household before coming over. This way there will be no surprises for this confused and scared dog. Before your pooch arrives, you should set up its kennel or bed in the house where it will cause the dog to feel the least amount of stress. Bring anything from the previous owner's home that the dog may have enjoyed. This might ease the transition. Dogs tend to be more anxious during the evening, so try to get everything done earlier in the day if possible. Give your dog a tour of the house, allow him to take in all those new smells. It will take some time for your new dog to adjust, but in time this will naturally happen. Will the new dog accept the new family? Age and history can play a big part in this, but most dogs will accept their new family once they get to know them. The sooner a dog trusts you, the sooner it will accept you. What type of place did it come from? Did they treat it well? If the previous owner wasn't very good at it, then you just need to be patient. Your new pal will eventually come around, he just needs a little time to build the new bond. Adopting an older dog from a breeder. How a dog will behave will depend on how the breeder raised the dog. If the dog was trained and socialized from a young age, then you are likely not going to have any problem. Now, if that same dog spent most of its time in a kennel, and it rarely went anywhere, then this could be a problem. This dog will be terrified of everything, and will respond aggressively towards anyone or anything that he is unfamiliar with. You will need to take the dog around your environment, including your home, to see how it responds to family, pets, and other people. Getting an agreement from the breeder would be ideal in a situation like this. You may need a few months to see if this dog will be compatible with your family. Give the dog a little time, and you may find it surprises you how quickly it warms up to you. Adopting an older dog from a shelter. It takes a big heart to adopt an older dog from a shelter, and I commend you for leaping faith in this direction. All dogs deserve a home, but a senior dog could use a little more help than their younger versions. Adopt an older dog from a shelter. Why you should. We come back to the most important reason for adopting an older dog, which is the simple fact that you will likely be saving its life. These older dogs are not the top of the pick, where kids are more focused on getting that little adorable puppy. That discarded dog was once that little puppy too, and was also the center of attention. Now, this family dog, best friend, and great companion has been left in this environment. Helping a dog in this situation is life-changing, not just for you, but also for the dog. It says a lot about someone willing to do this. This might not be the easiest thing to do, but it's one of those things you will not regret doing. What to expect? Let's first start by saying that this is going to be very hard for this dog. The level of stress this dog will be experiencing could be tremendous. Some of these dogs could have spent a great amount of time in this environment before you came along, or this shelter may be better than anything they ever had. How would you expect them to behave? If you were in this situation, I imagine you would feel very vulnerable, and would try to protect yourself any way you can. Anticipate that this older dog is going to take time to adjust to the new change. Some dogs adapt quickly, while some may struggle with this throughout the years. It will be perfectly natural for a dog in this situation to fear any new change. Welcome home nice and slow. Give your new dog a chance to know the place. Just bring the dog over for a visit when everyone is home, so this will give them a chance to know everyone, including any pets you may have. A couple of practice runs like this can help the dog get comfortable and reduce some anxiety that they may be having. Now your dog is finally home, this will take some time to get comfortable. Some will accept the change quickly, but you can expect this to take much longer for a dog that came from an abusive owner. Typical dog's behavior for new home. Nervous around anyone new. Aggression towards other people or animals. Unnecessary barking. Timid or shy. Don't let this discourage you from owning an older dog from a shelter. Likely, you won't even have to worry about these issues. There's a higher probability going to be showing a great amount of appreciation for rescuing it. Senior dogs for seniors. Loneliness for older adults is a common problem, and this is an issue for older shelter dogs too. Some programs offer assistance for seniors, where these groups make it possible for them to adopt older dogs. Maybe you know a senior who could benefit from an older dog? How this pet can help a senior. If a senior doesn't have any financial issues, then being able to manage any unexpected medical expenses should be fine. There will be no comparison on what they will get in return. Having a dog will give them an excuse to exercise more. This will keep them involved with the community, and their new canine companion will likely be comfortable traveling at the same pace. A senior dog might be the ideal solution for an older person. They won't have to constantly chase after, or worry like they would with a younger canine. The last thing someone would want is to stress out someone with a puppy when an older dog would have made them very happy. Older dogs are simply the best for seniors. Older dogs are already trained, which is something they now won't have to worry about. They won't have to be taught everything like a new puppy. This creates a great opportunity for the dog and the senior. Now they can have a pet that will be perfect for them, and the dog will now have the opportunity to be rescued from the shelter. Now there is a problem with this too. This older dog is likely to start experiencing age-related health issues, which may come rather quickly. There's nothing that can be done about this, but you just need to understand that it's expected. Senior dogs for seniors locations. United States, www.paws.org/adopt/seniors-for-seniors. Canada, www.dogway-dog-rescue.org/seniors-to-seniors.html. United Kingdom, www.oldies.org.uk. Adopting an older dog while pregnant. While a senior dog may not be as much trouble as a puppy, but it's still a big commitment for anyone pregnant. You're going to be their main focus, so they will be demanding a lot of your attention. Will you be able to give the time this dog will be asking from you, and had you considered the additional cost of having an older dog? This dog will most likely need to exercise frequently, and it won't matter if you aren't feeling well. They will need to be taken out regardless of how your day is going. Carefully think about if you'll be able to be there for this dog, and how you will feel if they don't seem to get along with the new baby after it has arrived. Most likely you won't have an issue with adopting a senior dog, and have already considered a lot of these questions. You might have already done this before, so this won't be an issue for you. An older dog can be a great addition to your growing family, and this rescued pet will be more than happy to be a part of it. A dog that was raised around a family its whole life should be able to adjust to a new family quite well. Adopting an abused senior dog. Unfortunately, some of the senior dogs that are in shelters have suffered some form of abuse. Dogs can be neglected, physically abused, or treated badly in several other ways. Let's take a look at a few examples. Hitting and punching. Yelling or teasing. Not feeding or taking care of grooming needs. Constantly keeping a dog in a cage, bedroom, or always attached to a chain in the yard. Ignoring health issues, or not getting necessary checkups. As you can see, some people are awful to animals, and shouldn't be allowed to have any. This abuse can impact the dog for the rest of his days, and still may be a problem even living in a new home. Signs your dog has been abused. A canine that has been abused should be easy to spot. They will likely have trust issues, and will not want to participate in anything you do. This dog may be too afraid of exploring the rest of the house, and may not want to attempt going outside. It will likely not want to leave their environment. Aggressive behavior is another indication that a dog wasn't treated well. Barking, biting, growling, and baring teeth are all signs that this old dog might not have had a very good owner. How to help be realistic. If this dog appears to have been abused, then this might not be a smooth transition. Lots of time and patience will be needed for this dog to mend. Give your dog a safe environment. You must do your best to make the dog feel he is safe. If you stay consistent with this and give it the attention it needs to help recover, then this dog has a great chance of restoring some of that trust it once had. Here are some tips for making a safe environment for an abused dog. Keep him safe from anything that scares him. Do not force any interaction, let the dog decide when it is time. Give the dog a routine, daily exercise, consistent meal times, and the occasional treat. Provide a safe place your dog will know as his own. Give as much attention as your new best friend is willing to take. Careful about how you speak to the dog. The last person may have been verbally abusive, so watch the tone you are using. Don't forget to always praise and reward your dog for good behavior. When your canine is starting to show signs of recovery, it may now be an opportunity to expose your dog to other people, pets, and other locations. It's hard to know what type of abuse this dog suffered, so it may be hard to predict how they will respond to other things that are new to them. All you can do is try to help them the best you can. This dog needs your love, and will slowly recognize that you are someone wonderful that treats animals well. The previous owner wants to visit dog. It might sound like a harmless idea, but this is something you think carefully about. There might be several things to consider before allowing something like this. What was the arrangement before you got the dog? How you ended up with the dog will make a big difference in this decision. Was the dog found outside? Did you get it from a shelter, or did this person give you the dog? This dog has likely adjusted to its new environment, so allowing something from the past may not be a good idea. Why did the previous owner get rid of the dog? Maybe it was taken away from this person, then it's safe to say no in this situation. It's likely the dog wasn't treated well, and having a reunion could put some unwanted stress on the animal. Is this an old friend? Maybe you have a good relationship with this person, and they also treated the dog very well. Maybe the person had to move away because of a job and felt you were the best choice for his dog. If the circumstances were good, then it might be okay to do this. But there's always a chance this will confuse the dog and disrupt how well things have been progressing. Decide what is best. It's okay to say no to the previous owner, even if it's someone you know well. If you suspect that this could be an issue, don't do it. The previous owner wants their dog back. This can be a tricky situation, and potentially a very awkward one. You have to consider this if the dog was lost, and now the original family has located their pet and would like it returned. While I can't offer any legal advice, I suspect getting a clear answer about how to handle this may be difficult. You will have to ask yourself a lot of hard questions, and will need to know more about this other family. Ask anything you need to know, so you can be comfortable knowing you made the right decision. How long did the family have the dog? How does the dog respond to these people? Why did the dog go missing? Do they have any photos to prove they are the owners? What was the condition of the dog when you found it? Shelters just want to see these older dogs find a home, and are happy if they can find a good family for them. You will have to put your feelings aside and think about what is best for the dog. What is the best place for the dog? Who is better suited to take care of this pet financially? Is the dog adapting to its new environment? Which family can give this dog the attention it needs? After you have gone through this process, I'm sure you can now make the right decision. It's normal to want the dog to stay, but only do that if it's the right choice. Just remember you are doing what is best for the dog, and it's not about who wants the dog more. Final thoughts on adopting a senior dog. It's hard to say how much time you will get with an older dog, but it's more about the quality of time you will get to spend with them. Enjoy every moment, and allow this dog to enjoy some of its best days with you. This isn't an easy road for anyone to travel, and I commend you for taking this journey. I truly hope you feel the pleasure of helping an animal in need and realize you are what makes the world a better place.